Good afternoon, family. It's your favorite community manager, Terri Thomas, here with another edition of Ask Terri. I'm here for the people. We're going to talk about your finances, and I'm here to answer all your questions. So, if you have questions for next week, don't forget you can always reach me at askterri.tde@gmail.com. And you can check out all the social media, the Dallas Examiner. You can reach me. You can video your question. You can email the question. Those are all ways you can reach out to me. But this week's question is really good.
Hey, Terri. This month we have an anonymous viewer that's writing to ask you a question. It goes, Dear Terri, my husband and I have been together for a few years, but now I'm preparing for us to uncouple. We have joint accounts, but he also has a few financial responsibilities in his name. I have none. What can I do now to prepare for my financial independence and protect my credit?
Is a great question. You are doing the right thing by preparing yourself before you uncouple to have all of your ducks in a row. The first thing I would say and recommend would be to remove yourself from any joint credit accounts that are not your responsibility, because you don't want that to be a hit on your credit or for you to be responsible for that debt after you uncouple. So while you all are still together, take yourself off of any credit that is not yours. That's his obligation. Remove your name. That's the first thing. The second thing I would say do or recommend to do, because remember, we're just talking. These are my recommendations. Ain't nothing I say is law. But set up your own checking account. If you guys have a joint account, which it sounds like you do, go on ahead and get all of your funds, your direct deposits, any of your monies, have those switched to an account with just your name on them. Now, if you have joint obligations, I am not saying don't pay your bills, but what you can do is move money from your individual account to your joint account to pay for any debt that you are obligated to with him jointly. So you want to make sure that you take your name off of any credit accounts, that you open your own checking and savings account, and then any money that you owe jointly, you transfer from your account into the joint account. So it clearly shows that your monies are separate. The third thing I would recommend is if you have retirement accounts with an employer, is to check with that employer ASAP, because you never know how this uncoupling may affect you, right? And you want to find out that information because whether you're married, married by law, common law married, or just together as a couple, you want to find out what are the ramifications for all my retirement money that I spent so long building. Because sometimes you may have to split it, but sometimes you may not. But you won't know unless you go ask. So find that out from your employer ASAP. Fourth thing, take inventory of your assets and all of your debts. So while you're in the process of uncoupling, just make yourself a list. What are the assets that we own jointly? What are my individual assets? What are my individual debts? What are my joint debts? If you guys can, before you uncouple, try to take care of all the joint debts so that you can leave the relationship with what you each have and amicably, right? Because it's easier to be friends when money is not a stressor. And last but not least, the fifth thing that I would recommend that you do is review your will. Can't tell you how many stories I've heard where people didn't do that and moved on to another relationship, but never updated anything. And the old ex got the new woman's assets because they didn't take care of the will. So make sure you review your will because you want to make sure all of your ducks are in a row. But those are the 5 things that I would recommend to uncouple. But I hope that answered your questions. If you do have additional questions, y'all know how to find me. The Dallas Examiner, Ask Terri, askterri.tde@gmail.com, or check me out on all these social media websites below. You can also get financial information at chase.com/personal/financial goals. So come check me out. You know, I'm at 67 and Polk in Dallas if you're in the Dallas area. But if not, you can reach me online. I'm here for you. And remember, you can't grow if you don't know. And you won't know unless you ask Terri. So I can't wait to see you guys later.